Oh, there we go.
We're live? Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
I'm still sitting here getting the pop-out chat.
It's Danny and Wanda from Deep South Homestead. I'm sitting here just enjoying my snacks while he's playing around with this, and I wasn't realizing he'd done clicked it on. Oh.
Yeah, I had to enlarge everything where we...
So, tonight, I'm eating, what are they called? Coconut macaroons. My daughter brought me a snack. She felt sorry for me.
Yeah.
She brought me some sparkling water and a snack tonight because she said, you didn't have snack the last couple of times. I said, well, some people don't like me snacking, but the coconut's my weakness.
Oh, man, everybody's popping in here. Hello, everybody. Hear you and see you. I wish we could say that. We can't say that. We can only say we see what you're typing. We don't get to see anybody.
I know, but several people sent pictures off and on throughout the years, and we kind of know what some people look like. Now, don't ask me because you may say I sent you an email last year and showed you what I look like. I don't remember that, but I do know that we get pictures off and on, and we get a lot of different pictures. So if you walked up now, I wouldn't know you. I can't say, hey, you're Barbara, because I wouldn't know
love
that.
Eagle Lover from Texas. He said, nobody needs to see their cardiologist this year. He said, y'all gave us a stress test this morning.
Y'all.
Wanda, let me say this in Wanda's defense. Wanda had no clue that that was coming.
No. Well, if y'all noticed, I'm looking at him and I'm laughing because I don't know where he's going.
She had no clue. I did that all by
all
myself.
we talked about was reminiscing about YouTube, the things that we've done on YouTube, and you know where the milestones we've hit, and we missed a lot. We didn't even talk about 99% of what has happened.
We didn't talk about hardly any of it.
We just hit a few highlights that come to us off the top of our head. And when you've been doing it 5 years, you know, there's a lot of things and you just kind of remember a few.
Right.
And then he started talking about all this, like we were shutting down. And I'm looking at him like, what the heck?
Yep. She didn't know where I was going.
And I'm going, what are you doing? And when we got off, he goes, we got to do some clickbait. Everybody does clickbait. Everybody's always clickbaiting.
Well, let me put it this way.
And we wanted to know, would you watch if we'd have just put us with a silver button up here?
That's what I told her. I said
most people would not have watched anything.
If we would have just put us up there with the silver button, people would have said, "Oh man, just no."
And that would just clicked off. But as it was, we got to reminisce about YouTube, and then bring the silver button in. But he just took it on another level.
Yeah.
I was just freaking out because I didn't know. He has pulled this stunt on me on live streams, I don't know how many times. He will just say something out of the blue, and I'm like, where are you going with that? One of them was when we were going to the Great Appalachian Conference. He and I had talked about it, and I didn't think we were going to go. And we're on a live stream, and he just announces to the world that we're going to the Great Appalachian Conference. And I'm like,
yep, I just...
wait, we ain't done this. So sometimes he just does that.
Yep. But anyway.
My husband wants to know if you have a Deep South straw hat to work in the garden with. Danny has a straw hat.
I do have a straw hat.
But we don't have any for sale.
We don't have none for sale, but I do have a straw hat. Yeah. I got it while I was doing Amish stuff.
See, Cynthia said she was with me. She knew I had no idea. If anybody knows me very well, y'all know when I don't hide things too well.
My plan in mind said I had to check the date of the video because I thought I'd missed the April Fool's video.
Clickbait's fun. Well, we don't usually do clickbait very often.
No.
And two, we just wondered, you know.
We've made so many good videos and put them out there that get no views. And I told Wanda, I said, this is going to be another one. I said, we're not going to get any views on it. I said, but I'm about to change that, you know. So.
And two, we kind of wanted to test the waters because, not that I'm using clickbait. That's not it.
No, we're not going to start using clickbait.
I like for you to know what my video's about. Like we did one on sweet potatoes. I wanted to have sweet potatoes in the title. We did one on containers. I want containers in the title. I like for it to tell you what we're doing. And Danny and I were just curious because we didn't know if it's us or if it's the titles. And it pretty much proved to us it's titles.
It's all about titles. Yeah.
If we'd have just said, hey, look, we got a silver button, we probably would have got 1,000 views all day long. And it's not about the views, but we wanted to prove a point to ourselves so we would know.
Right.
And I mean, it was just kind of us.
People want to know, has the rain hurt our garden? And the answer is no. Actually, our gardens, believe it or not, with all the rain we're having, our gardens are blowing up and doing fantastic.
And the greenhouses.
And the high tunnels are doing, I'm talking about exceptional. The only thing I can actually say is it's because it's not getting hot.
Thank you, Tammy.
We're staying cool. And like today, the high today was only 64 degrees. And that's just, you know, it's amazing. I mean, it was a great, beautiful day.
Mark's on here. So, Mark, you know what the weather's been like here. We have had rain. We had 5 inches about 5 days ago. We missed, what, 1 or 2 days?
Yeah, we missed a couple of days, had 4 more.
Then we had 4 inches of rain. Then yesterday we had maybe...
We had 3/8 yesterday, and I never did check this morning to see what we had. Yes, I did. We have an inch and a half.
So, y'all, that's a lot of rain.
Yeah.
I mean, rain all the time, and we're not used to it a lot.
That's almost 11 inches of rain.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of rain for such a short
Gail says, find another way because my heart can't take a jolt like that. I didn't know where he was going with the clickbait. I'm sorry, y'all. But it just popped into his head, hey, I can swing it this way and see what happens. Eyes to see. Thank you.
Hey, Tori.
I'm hoping she gets settled in her new home shortly.
I am so excited for Tori. I really am. Her and her husband got their new place, and I'm just excited to see what they're going to do with it. Yeah, we met our goal on the tomato video. I hadn't even looked.
I don't know. We've been busy all day, and I haven't even had time to look. Danny answered some questions on our video today earlier, right before we came on. Actually, we have my daughter and 2 teenage daughters here, so it's been Team City all day long. Well, since lunch. And so we've been having a blast visiting with them, so we hadn't kept up with anything today. Jennifer turns 21 tomorrow. Happy birthday, Jennifer!
Yep.
She looks 21, don't she? Donnie's Jennifer, country homestead preacher.
She looks like a teenager.
Yeah.
I'll just be honest with you. I mean, Jennifer is amazing at how youthful she looks. I think that's just amazing.
Wow, Mark.
Mark, thank you so much,
wow.
brother. That is a blessing.
We missed something. There must be.
Did I miss something?
It shows 2 of them, but I mean, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, Mark. Mark has been really good. If you don't know Weatherman Plus,
guys,
he is more in depth on the weather than any other weatherman I've ever seen. I've seen some good weathermen.
I've seen some good ones, but Mark is probably the most in-depth, I'm going to use the word far-reaching weatherman. He reaches out there several weeks and is willing to tell you what the AO is, and most of them won't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if I want to know what the AO is, I usually have to pull it up myself and go take a look. And then I'll look, and then I'll go watch somebody like Mark, and Mark just kind of like seals it for me. He lets me know, like, I'm like, wow, at least I read it pretty accurate. You know, and I'm not a weatherman. I don't even claim to be a weather person, but.
Thank you, Gerard. Yeah, it was funny and scary all in one. I'm telling you, that video was kind of weird for me.
But guys, the one thing, if you want to know about weather, go watch Weatherman Plus. Mark is so awesome about keeping everybody informed. He puts up a video every day, except for his Sabbath, which is late Friday afternoon up until Sunday. He'll put a video up, and I highly respect that. I was Messianic for many years, and I understand exactly what Mark is doing.
A lot of them are saying they watch Mark now.
Yeah, I mean, and I have all the respect in the world for Mark. And guys, I'm endorsing him, I guess you might say, for weather.
Yeah. We usually watch Dutch Sense when you're looking for earthquakes, right?
Yeah.
If you've never watched Dutch Sense, he's pretty accurate with the earthquakes. He's amazing. Sometimes I just like to sit because he used to do lives all the time. He was live 24/7. I don't think he does that anymore because YouTube kept yanking his chain. But we'd watch him for that, and then Mark with the weather. If I'm telling you, Weatherman Plus is pretty accurate.
I love his in-depthness.
Well, if he'll tell you it might change.
Yeah, he'll tell you this is out there a pretty good distance, and there is a possibility that this could change. He said, but stay updated, and if it is, I will tell you. And so that's just pure honesty.
Yeah.
Which is what you don't get with most weather channels.
Yeah. I can't read all the chat. It goes by so fast, but I'm catching one every now and then. I don't see any questions just yet, but if you have questions...
Person here, Diane says, I have lots of 3-gallon buckets. Can I grow vegetables in them? Yes, you can, but you have to understand if you're going to do it, you're going to have to be more intense with it. You're going to have to understand. You're going to have to be really good on your watering, really good on your fertilization. I mean, because you don't have a lot of room for roots to expand, so you're going to have to keep that plant fed really well. And if you're going to be doing that, you might want to invest in some fish emulsion, something other that's not going to damage your plant, but it's also going to stink. Let me just tell you that.
Okay, Deborah wants to know if your cows could talk, what would they say about how you treat them? Right now, they are talking like crazy because he has not put a giant roll of hay.
They're highly upset with me right now because they're
very vocal.
They're used to having a big round roll of hay at their disposal anytime they want. And right now, I just don't have that. I give them square bales, and they eat them up like candy.
And today, Daisy decided to be a little obnoxious. She jumped out of the fence. She managed to push it over, reaching for something on the other side. And Faith and I went out, and Faith goes, there's a cow out. So we had to put the cow back in, and Danny had to fix fence.
I did. I spent the evening.
She was not liking being in where the grass was on the greener on the other side. She decided
when she got over here where the grass was greener, she decided she didn't want to be over here by herself, and she was ready to get back with the other cows.
Yeah. So our title was.
I'm done reading comments.
Oh, he's not paying me no attention. Our title was. We could be doing this.
We could be doing this. Yeah. We had some, and what brought this on is we had some comments in some of our videos.
We did see that Doug had gotten hurt. Yes, we will pray for him afterwards.
Yeah, we saw that Doug had been hurt. I don't know how bad, but
we hadn't had time to look right at the moment.
But we had some comments pop up in some of our videos about y'all need to just retire and take it easy. Y'all need to live the easy life, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And we could do that. Right now, Wanda and I we could take tonight. I could look at you tonight and say, you know what, guys, we're just going to shut this thing down, and we're not doing YouTube anymore.
We could take and do that.
I could do that.
And we could take and get us an RV and travel the country. We could go from homestead to homestead to homestead to homestead and visit with all you guys. We could just say, hey, look, give me your address. We'll pop up.
We'll come by. You know, we could do that. There's nothing that says that we can't. We could sell our cows, get rid of our chickens, put our place up for sale here, and hit the road and have money to spend the rest of our life. You know?
But we won't have our food.
We would have to eat food from somewhere else.
We wouldn't have the ponds. We wouldn't have what we have here if we did all that. And that's part of it. We like what we do. We are retired.
We are. Well, the comment I made was, if I did not do the homesteading that I do, I would be one miserable person because I literally love what I do. I don't do it because I have to. I do it because I love to.
Yeah. And Danny and I like to see things grow. My daughter Maggie sent a picture of her GreenStalk earlier, and her kids go out every day and they're amazed at watching plants grow in the GreenStalk. And so that makes me happy. I sent both my daughters for the grandkids GreenStalk so they could grow and see what was growing, how it produces and things like that. And I think Maggie's already getting strawberries out of hers. Her garlic and um, I think she put garlic chives and stuff is all growing up and they can harvest out of that. And she's got beans up like, I don't know, 6, 8, 10 inches. And the kids love watching things grow. And if you've never seen kids just really enjoy something, you need to plant something and let them watch and see how a plant grows. Kids are amazed.
Eagle Looker from Texas said it's been raining here for the last 4 days and the garden is up, fruiting but pale green. Help. You probably have been depleted of most of your nitrogen. You probably need some liquid phosphorus to go along with that. You can find that from Dr. Earth called Golden Bloom. High liquid phosphate. We don't get anything from it. We don't have a link, do we? Or do we have a link from Dr. Earth? I don't think we do.
I think it's drearth.com, but yeah. I'm not 100% sure.
We buy from them, but we don't have a link from them. We're not an affiliate of them or nothing like that.
Yeah. Well,
but that is what we use. Now you could use a different type of phosphorus. That's just what we use because when it's in a liquid form, it works a whole lot faster.
Yeah. And I was trying to say, we could do a lot of things. There's lots of things. Danny and I could just sit and fish all day. Actually, Danny
does fish a lot all the time.
Actually, Danny's been fishing a lot.
I have. Which brings up the thought. Today, I went to my dad's house.
He's got a video. We're going to do a video.
We got a video coming up Monday, about this for Monday. I did go to my dad's house today, and I was going to get my dad's rod and reels because my dad was an avid pan fisherman. My dad loved to catch crappie, brim, what we call red bellies, branch perch, things to this nature. Some people call them rock bass. My dad loved to catch those kind of things. And I went to his house to get his rods and reels, and they were all gone. So,
but he did find
treasures
that he's going to talk about.
I found some treasures that I will be doing some videos on, and it saddened me that the rods and reels were all gone because my dad was an ultralight fisherman. He had all kinds of setups. He had probably had a dozen rods and reels, but I guess somebody needed them worse than we would. But anyway, we do have a video coming up about that.
Gail says you weren't just whistling Dixie about the smell of the Dr. Earth's.
Nope.
It smells.
It stinks.
Oh my goodness, it smells. But let me tell you, last year in the high tunnels, it proved to be fabulous.
Yeah.
We grew more stuff, and that's the main thing you added last year, wasn't it?
Yes, Allison, you can use it for potting up seedlings if you can stand the smell. Yes, I used it. It wasn't the main thing I used. I used several other things along with it.
Perma Pastures Farms. We got to talk about that in a minute. How badly does the wildlife disturb your fruit trees this time of the year?
We don't have anything that messes with our fruit trees this time of the year.
Except birds and squirrels.
Birds and squirrels eat the fruits from our trees, but nothing actually fools with the trees. Now, we have about eradicated the deer problem. I got rid of all the wild hogs, things of that nature, so we don't have too much that messes with them.
Yeah. Answer to last week's prayer request. I can even read prayer request.
Was given to moving sideways in job, a chance of a new job.
The end of the year or
early retirement package. Took retirement.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
That's great.
That's great. Really, I mean, I think that the early retirement was probably the wisest decision that you probably could make.
Yeah, Georgia Garden Girl says she bought it and she said, "Wow, what a stink."
Yep.
Stink is a perfume to another. Yeah, that it really does its job, and we love it. And
if you look at what it's made out of, it likes to tell you it's made out of waste. So
I'm gonna have to go get something in a minute because I forgot to go get it. Remind me in a minute. But I wanted to mention next weekend We have visitors, right?
Oh, we do have someone coming next weekend.
Well, I mean, it's like we had visitors today, but still.
We have visitors, yeah. Every so often we have people come by.
But we have somebody coming next weekend, and we hope y'all stay in tune with us. Next Saturday night, maybe we'll have a few pictures or something at least to share, and then video the next week. And we're going to see what they can do around Deep South Homestead, but Perma Pasture Farm. Billy and Michelle are headed to Deep South.
Okay. Brooke says, how do you keep the birds from pulling up your peas?
Danny's got guns.
I have a gun.
I'm not going to lie to y'all. Danny's got guns.
I have guns. I have lots of them.
One thing I need to mention, Nanny. This is Buddy from Gemini Homestead's mama. She's always sending us little gifts, and she sent Danny a new fan for the...
Yeah, for sitting on the porch in the heat of the summer.
She loves to send things to Danny because he used the fans back, I don't think it's last year, the year before. So
Greta says, started picking fresh dewberries here in Coastal Bend of Texas. Today when we was at my dad's house,
that one I'm thinking.
Me and Wanda was looking around at my dad's place. It hasn't been mowed or bush hogs in a couple of years. And oh my gosh, at the dewberries. Them things were like this big around. They were, I mean, the whole place was just black with them all over the ground everywhere. Me and Wanda just sit there and looked at each other. It was pouring down raining. And I told her, I said, oh man. I said, it is so hard to just walk away from this and not pick these. But we just literally, we just couldn't do it. We had places we had to be, things we had to do. And it was so sad to have to watch all that beautiful fruit just lay there and go to waste. Oh, let's see here. Hope the Hoss Tool family can get back to normal. Tornado destruction. I haven't heard anything about any kind of tornado destruction for the Hoss Tool family. I know Travis is no longer with Hoss Tool. I knew that. But they're moving forward. I just watched one of their programs just last night. And it's, you know, they look like they was all doing fine. But now they could have something happened. Miss Wanda here. Oh, yeah, there she comes.
Yeah, I forgot. I had it at my canning kitchen, and I forgot. Danny hadn't painted it yet. But Miss Jimmy, another lady that sends me little goodies off and on, sent this. I can't hold it where y'all can see it. It is cut out of, what, metal?
Yes, it's plate steel cut out with a plasma.
Yeah, and it says She Shed. And Danny's going to paint it silver, and it's going to go in with my She Shed stuff there. And I just wanted to thank Miss Jimmy for that. And we are working hard on the She Shed. Danny's working hard. I don't have any pictures tonight, so we're going to do a whole video, hopefully this week, on the She Shed. I've got a few things that's not done, but we're getting there.
Slade says, I live about 15 minutes from them, Hoss. They said the Halston had a tornado or something up there, done a bunch of some damage or something.
No, I have them on Facebook, but I hadn't really had time to check anything.
Yeah.
We'll find out what's going on. And I don't know, somebody asked about Doug, and we haven't had time to watch. We just know that someone said Doug got hurt. He fell or something.
Yeah, they said he messed up some ribs or something. What happened to Travis? We're not going to talk about that here because that's not...
we don't...
Travis has his own channel now.
Yeah, he does. I forgot.
He has
Lazy Dog
Farm. Lazy Dog Farm, I believe it is.
Yeah, if you want to continue following him, he's decided to branch out on his own. And so, y'all, if y'all want to support Travis, head over to, I believe it's Lazy Dog Farm.
I think it's called Lazy Dog Farm.
We subscribed to him yesterday or the day before, I think. Him and his wife, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yes.
Thanks her name. All right, so
yeah, but
what else?
Oh, I want to show y'all what we got in the mail here today.
Yeah, Miss Wanda ordered it.
Miss Wanda ordered this for me. I told her, I says, I want one of these, so I want you to go ahead. We went on Amazon, we found it, and I told her, I says, go ahead and order me one. I told her, I says, I want one of the number 5s. And this is what it is, guys. Y'all know what this is? You should know what that is. Let me get this
I
thing
bet
on.
you most of them don't know what that is.
See that right there? It's not a devil's pitchfork now. It does look like it, but it's not. Let me get up real close. Can you see that? You know what that is? That's something that hopefully in the very near future we're going to get a chance to use.
Tony Renee said that I showed the faucet in my Canon kitchen. She went and bought one on Amazon and loves it. I love it, y'all. I got part of a video though. Danny was pure stupid with it. No, I thought it was funny because it liked to. Well, I think we talked about it a month ago.
We did.
He had the awfulest time. He couldn't figure out how to get the water to work. But I've got it on video, and some point I'm gonna do a video, a gig. See, there's a bunch
Yeah, they know
of
what it is. All of them says. Jim and I went and grabbed it up. It's Lazy Dog Farm.
Okay.
Yep, frog gig. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
I told him I thought our frogs would go through that, and he said they won't.
No.
He said some of them's really big.
We got some big old frogs.
I don't know how I'm gonna stick a frog, y'all. That just don't. I would rather take a net and try to catch him, but I know I couldn't.
No. I got some long poles. We're gonna put that thing on the end of it. We're gonna reach out there.
Levi said a frog gig. That's Gossmania. They know what it is.
They know what that is. The frog gigger.
Future frog leg videos.
Crazy days.
Well, probably what is going to happen with Deep South and Crazy Days is we're going to do most of the gardening and DIYs on Deep South. Most of my cooking will go over on Crazy Days because not a whole lot of our people on Deep South like to watch my cooking or canning. So a lot of it will kind of venture over to Crazy Days. And that way I don't have to come up with so many videos. As we do videos, canning and cooking can go one place, and DIYs and gardening stay on Deep South. And we'll have fun videos off and on both. And we'll always do our live stream as much as we can.
Have we ever used fresh whey on our vegetables and tomatoes and stuff for nitrogen? No. I do know that lots of people, especially dairy farmers, pour pure milk into their fields to help the grass to grow really rich and really good. So, but we don't have any way to do that with.
Levi wants to come help frog gig.
Wants to come help gig a frog.
I think Samuel and Christopher want to too. I'm not sure if Cade would, but we're gonna have to see if Cade would want to gig a frog. I think Cade likes to fish though.
Yeah.
We got grandkids that love that kind of stuff.
Yep, most of our grandkids, yeah.
They like fishing. Crazy Days, DAZES. It's my channel. A lot of people don't know I have a channel, but I've had one for what, 3 years?
Yeah. Okay. Question: do you prune determinate tomatoes? No, I do not prune my determinates. I might take the first few bottom leaves off of it, but after that, I just let it go because all your tomatoes is going to come in about a 2-week period, and then it's just going to be over with. So we don't do too much pruning.
The type camera I use, I have a Canon M50. We have a Canon T5i, but it's kind of on the blink. I can still use it, but I haven't in a few weeks. And I also have my phone. I use, what is it? Samsung.
Somebody wants to know, do we watch TV? No. We never turn our TV on.
But now he likes Westerns. Somebody did say something about a Western.
I do like to watch an occasional Western. I like clips from Westerns. I like things like
that he remembers.
Lonesome Dove or Tombstone or something like that. I like a good Western that way. Now I don't care about the old, I might watch an occasional Gunsmoke or something like that, but I'm not a big fan. I got burnt out on that with my daddy.
Yeah, his daddy watched Westerns 24/7. Even Amy knew about Tombstone because we were out there and I was showing the girls huckleberries.
Yeah.
And I said, what is that phrase?
I'm your huckleberry.
I'm your huckleberry.
Well,
and
actually,
she
some
goes,
people.
Hey, that's from that movie.
Well, well, it's there's a controversy on there as to whether or not he actually said huckleberry.
Yeah, but it was. Similar.
There is a Kentucky term that's similar to that. That means I'm your pallbearer is what it actually means, and that's what he was telling. Doc was telling him is that I'm your pallbearer.
Yeah, but it sounded like huckleberry. And
Yeah.
huckleberry meant that, I think. Or something. There was a way.
Not huckleberry, but hucklebearer. In Kentucky,
yeah.
they had an old phrase that I'm your hucklebearer. It meant that you were going to be you're going to be put in a coffin. I'm going to put you in a coffin, in other words.
And that's what he was referring to, really, I guess. Uncle
Yeah.
Danny, can you make a video of all the different fertilizers and pesticides and such that you use for everything?
Well, I can answer one of them right now. I don't use any pesticides on anything. So, right now, I don't do it. Now, fertilizers, I do use a lot of different kinds of fertilizers, but I don't use any pesticides.
Yeah. We have the whole thing of Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
Beginning to end.
Our subscriber burnt all the CDs for us for the whole series of Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah. The movie's Tombstone. Yes.
Yes.
Westerns is about the only decent thing to watch.
Well, I mean, I don't mind Westerns. It's just that the controversy that me and my daddy had was my daddy was one of these kind, he didn't believe in casinos, he didn't believe in anything like that. Dancing and all that kind of stuff. And one day I told him, he had the TV going on, I said, Dad, why do you sit here and watch all these can girls on all these Western shows? You talk about bank robbers, stealing, murdering people, and thieving, and all this kind of stuff, train robbing. And you want to complain about people who, do these kind of things.
You and your mom watched Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, me and Mama watched Dancing. My mama loved Dancing with the Stars, and I was there one night, and I watched it with her. And Daddy's like, I can't sit here and watch that bull. And he said, I'm going to bed. And that's whenever I cornered him. I told him, I said, look, you sit here and do the same thing on another movie, just another form. Boy.
Made him mad.
Made him mad. Didn't sit too well with him, but.
Thank you, Idaho Hoosier. He said, my daddy too, black and white Westerns.
Yep. A plan in mind says, what do you spray your fruit trees with? Absolutely nothing. We don't spray our fruit trees with anything. I have the entire series of the Waltons.
And most people grew up with Little House on the Waltons and things like that. That is something that, the books that Laura Ingalls Wilder wrote, Little House on the Prairie, for those of you that like to read, are really good books. They did base the series off of that, but I'm a book reader. My granddaughter Faith and I were talking about that today. She reads. She and I both think that the books are better than the movies, but my daughter thinks the movies are better because she don't like to read. She'd rather just watch it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't want anything with horror, violence.
I can't do that.
I just don't want any of that stuff. I'm beyond that in my life. I've seen enough of it in my younger years and things I've had to go through and do. I'm not interested in it anymore. And I know very well in my soul that at some point our country may go back to that. We may have to live it. But right now, I'm not going to even think about it. How do I keep the bugs from eating up everything? Healthy soil means low bug pressure. People talk about having problems with stink bugs, squash bugs, vine borers. Ever since I started using the Golden Bloom from Dr. Earth, I don't have any problems with that. And I don't know if it just stinks so bad that nothing messes with anything. I don't know, but we haven't had any problems. How long have we been married? How long have we been married?
Fixing to be 8 years.
Fixing to be 8 years, yes.
We got married in 2013 in July.
July 19th. Yeah.
He knew I was going to miss that one, but no, the 19th of July.
Twisted Ponies, which is a Mississippi person, said, y'all have white flies. We do occasionally.
Yes.
But if you'll learn with white flies, when you have a very cool morning, if you go outside very early, right at daylight, and it's really cool, like I'm saying in the 50s or in the low 60s, and you look under the bottom of the leaves, the white flies are all there. They're stuck under the bottom of the leaves. You can take your thumb and rub under the bottom of those leaves, and you can kill them every one. And you can really get them under control very fast. And then put out the little yellow sticky things that you can buy on Amazon. And what few's left will fly around if you bump the bush and get stuck in the sticky things, and you can pretty much control them that way.
Ray said, I'd rather go fishing than watch TV. Y'all, every time I come to my kitchen window, I can see out through this window to the pier, and there's a man standing on that pier throwing a rod. or a cane pole.
Or a cane pole.
And we got me a cane pole this week. I haven't even put it together. It's one that you put together. It's not the original. We're going to get an original. We know where to get them. And we're going to do a video on that too. I just haven't got it done. Probably be part of Monday's video maybe.
Well,
we'll see.
The thing about fishing is this. A bad day fishing is better than a good day at work any day of the year, is the way I look at it.
Yep, married in a fever hotter than a pepper sprout.
Wow.
I remember that from a song.
I've seen something about sweet potatoes went by. Let me see if I can.
Can it be grown in containers? Sugar cane, can it be grown in containers?
Yes.
Yes, some people have. You just don't want to put too many in.
I don't have a, hold on.
It's too big, or you got to slide it over.
There we go.
He didn't quite get it where he could run it back.
Trying to find out, how do you treat the plants with golden bloom? It's usually
bugs.
It's usually about 4 tablespoons per 2 gallons, and I pour it around the base of the plant. I don't pour it on the plant. I pour it around the base of it, and it just stinks so bad. I don't think anything can stand it.
No, Danny and I went and bought the put together cane poles last week.
Yeah.
I haven't even put mine together because I've been doing taxes. And if y'all know anything about taxes, because I'm not one of those that keep it month to month like I should, I throw everything in a folder month for the whole year and have to go through it. And that's not. And this year I'm trying to be different. So
the I am of me. As long as your pH is not too high, you're really not going to hurt anything by just sprinkling it out all over your whole garden. Just I take the ashes out of my fireplace constantly and go up to my garden and just throw it all over the whole garden. And it puts a lot of potash back into the soil. The biggest thing is just watch your pH. And you can buy a regular pH meter tester and check it.
Sweet potatoes, can you root the cut vines and get a similar harvest as pulling the slips like you do?
Yes. Yes, you can cut the vines off. If they're too long, you can cut them off, put them in water, and when they root, put them in the ground, and you can grow potatoes just like you do if you grow slips.
Stringfield Ridge says, I'd rather fish with a cane pole and bobber.
Yep.
Grizz, I saw Grizz popped in.
There he is. So you barely see him right there. Oh, right there.
Went off. We have fish here that are so heavy we can only weigh their shadows. Oh, Grizz, I've missed you.
I will be fishing tomorrow in the rain, Buddy said.
Danny does too. He just.
I sit under the pier and fish.
That's been the best thing we've done is putting those ponds in and him being able to walk out there and just chill. That's brought a smile to his face.
Danny is 7 Dust safe. I don't use 7 Dust. No, I don't look at it as being safe. It's actually carbaryl, and that is not safe. Now, if you're gonna. It's okay to put it on the leaves of a plant as long as there's no fruit. Like potatoes, it's control the potato beetles. You can do that. I just don't put it on any fruit or anything like that.
Yeah. Fishes and Loaves says, sorry I'm late. Death and taxes are pretty hard to avoid. And then we meet Jesus. Yeah.
I'd rather meet Jesus.
Taxes is something that I just dread every year, and I put it off to the last minute. And because they extended it to May, I had an extra month. And then I realized, okay, May's fast approaching. I need to get it done. And I've been scrambling because we do have Billy and Michelle coming next weekend. I didn't want this tax thing hanging over my head. I wanted to have it done so we can just sit and visit. And Danny says he's going to make Billy work.
We work every day here. The IRS audited my family. My aunts, who's very organized, had to pay the most. My daddy used the box technique, had to pay the least. That's what...
I just throw all of it together. When I get through with my stuff, I put it in a box and sit it over to the side. And then if they want it, I'm going to take them the box.
Yeah.
They going to fix it.
Oh.
Gemini says, the camera doesn't do justice for how beautiful our ponds are. I was just there 2 weeks ago and just beautiful. You wouldn't believe the color now.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe the color of
it was
now.
Brown 2 weeks ago, and in the last, 2 days, you can start to see that green look. So we think maybe we needed more water than we had. And the more,
well, there's a
more
couple of
water
reasons. Ray Ferguson said, "Do I check the pH of my pond?" Yes, I checked the pH of my pond. We limed ours when we first built it. We put, what I tell you, a little over a ton of lime in the pond when we first built it.
Somebody said they had kind of broke their beans when they were tying them up or something. Have they ruined them? The part that's broke mightn't ruin, but if you didn't break the base, they'll still come out,
yeah,
right?
Most of them sprout back out,
yeah. The tinker's wife said she puts off taxes too. I'm almost there. Danny and I got a little work tomorrow, and I should be ready to take it to our accountant.
We're hoping so.
And get it out of the way and let her just deal with it for a while. What?
That's what happens when you get a torn rotator cuff. You have to watch it. One thing I wanted to share with y'all, in case y'all didn't get to see our other video, Wanda and I, for those of you who didn't watch the video this morning, this is the latest addition to Deep South Homestead.
And my granddaughter, who has a channel, Chasing Rabbits, wanted to take it today.
Yep, our granddaughter tried to take it with her today.
And I said, nope.
Nope.
She got to work for hers.
We can have you one made, but this was an achievement of ours that we worked to try to get sent to us. And like I said on the video this morning, we would like to thank you guys for helping Wanda and me to achieve the YouTube button. Look at how shiny that thing is. That thing's amazing.
So what do we plan to plant next, and when are you planting it? Sweet potatoes.
Well, we're planting
tomorrow.
We'll be planting some sweet potatoes tomorrow. I got a few more to pull up. And then after that, well, let's see.
Georgia Garden Girl says she's mailing a package off Monday. Thank you. I get to see these occasionally as they pop up.
Yeah.
And thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
What about Hoss? We don't know because we've had company all day, so we've not been able to check on.
We hadn't checked on
Hoss Tools.
Hadn't checked on Hoss Tools, to be honest with you.
So I'll check in a little bit and see what's going on, if we can get any messages. I'll message Wes and find out because he could tell me.
Grizz said he just married his hunting partner today. We'd appreciate some prayers. We would. Okay, Grizz.
Just buried him. Oh, okay. I thought you said married, and I'm
no,
like, wait,
buried.
what?
No.
I had to read the comment to know what he said. Did you get
another one? Joe Mama says her husband has throat cancer.
Something about throat cancer. I couldn't read it all. It passes so fast. Did we get the million on the tomatoes?
We hadn't even had time to look.
No, I don't know. I guess I got to go look, or send Lippy to look. Lippy, go look at my tomato video.
Does Small Wonder Spaghetti Squash run vines? Yes. Actually, I have a pretty good bit of spaghetti squash on my vines right now already.
Some of them are this big around.
Yeah, some of them's already as big as a 50-cent piece. So, and let me say this for all you guys that are like Central Mississippi and North, it's quite possible that you have another big bout of cold weather coming at the end of this month and the beginning of May. You can go watch a Weatherman Plus. Mark may talk about this a little more, but I've been watching this for like a couple of weeks now, and it's still a little far out to say for sure what day it's going to be coming on, but it looks like that we're going to have some right at freezing temps down as far as, I would say, the 35th parallel. Anybody from the 35th parallel and up could possibly be having some more freezing temperatures. And guys, it's just part of the grand solar minimum. We talked about this. A lot of people don't believe in it, but there's a lot of evidence out there. I have very good scientific friends.
Nope, we ain't made it. We like 7,000.
Okay, we still
we like 57,000.
Okay.
We gotta have a lot of people still.
Yeah, we still got a long way to go. But anyway, that's that's where we're at. So be careful if you're putting your stuff out and you're above the 35th parallel. You could still get a freeze.
What is the best time to direct sow Cherokee tans in Zone 7, upstate South Carolina?
Okay, Mark says the 20th to the 22nd. Okay. In Kentucky, they said it's going to be around the 30th or 31st.
Will snow hurt the flowered fruit trees?
Yes. Yes, it will.
The weather's messing with my camping. Yeah, it would mess with the camping, wouldn't it? Especially all this rain we got. You wouldn't want to be outside trying to sleep in the rain. It's rough. I mean, we've not had 2 days this week that it didn't rain. And it rained this morning, and then it's rained again this afternoon.
It rained this evening. It was raining. As a matter of fact, it's sprinkling outside right now.
Yeah. Georgia Garden Girl says they're getting cold weather Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sad because some of the small plants may die.
George, if you can get them covered up, they may stand this. The biggest issue I think is going to be some wind chills too. I think Mark talks about this in his video he put up this morning, or yesterday. I forget which guy. My days get so mixed up here lately. But talking about the wind chill, and see that's damaging. Wind chill on plants can be horrible.
Okay, Leslie sent a message to pray for Danny Fox. He just had his left hand pointer finger amputated from the first knuckle.
Oh no.
I'm not sure.
Wonder what happened.
I'm not sure.
Wow. Okay, this is Scratch-Made Homestead. Danny just had his first.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if it happened just now or today.
Well, I mean, but you
something.
Just got the text.
I just got the message
that he had his first pointing finger on his left hand,
knuckle.
The first knuckle. I hope he didn't get it caught in the machine.
She just said amputated from first knuckle, a lot of pain. So y'all remember Scratch-Made? That's one of our friends in Alabama. They own Tanner's Pecans.
Oh, let me see. Let me see where I'm at. I got.
Listening to me.
Got to listen to that. Calling for snow Tuesday here in Iowa. Okay, guys. I mean, this is why it's so important to watch the weather, and having someone like Mark from the Weatherman Plus that you can fall back on and look. Because if you don't know how to pull up the AO and and all this type of stuff, and go look at the polar vortexes and see how all this kind of stuff, the jet streams, and look into the ocean current streams and see how this stuff works. If you don't have a way to do all that, you need a good weatherman. All
right, we are getting 27 degrees Tuesday, and I have plums set on one tree. If I cover them, do you think they will make it?
If you can cover it and keep a light bulb under it or something like that, you might be able to salvage them.
Yeah, just a touch of, you'd be surprised that just a small amount of warmth from
a little bit of warmth,
sometimes can help. Just don't set anything on fire. Make sure it's very safe. Light bulbs can be dangerous if not done properly. All right, we are at 8:46.
Brenda Duncan says 20s and snow here Tuesday. Brenda and them get a lot of snow up where they're at.
A lot of rain, a lot of cold.
Rain, a lot of cold. I feel so sorry for her and Paul. I'm like,
y'all need to move to Deep South. It'd be hot.
It'd be a lot warmer down here, but
it'd be a vacation for Brenda.
That would be a vacation for Brenda. Bless her heart, she stays up all the time, keeping a fire going and having to go out and tend to the stuff. And I tell Wanda all the time, I said, she's got to be one strong woman, and she deals with her own problems too. She has some physical issues, and I think about her and pray for her all the time.
What is a safe solution for my green leaves? Something is eating them. They eating some of mine in my greenhouse too. I gotta pay attention.
It just depends on what's eating them. A lot of times, if it's got little tiny holes, it could be flea beetles. You could probably use some neem oil and get rid of that problem, but. It just depends on what it is that's actually eating them. Like right this time of the year, aphids do a lot of damage to stuff like that.
Yeah.
How long do I run my drip tape? I ran 100 foot today. It depends on you can only put so many pounds of pressure in drip tape, and drip tape only gives off so many gallons per hour. It just depends on what kind of system you have set up. It's hard to, that's a hard call to make unless you know all the variables.
Yeah. And, we have a lot of people that we know we like to ask prayer requests for, and y'all to remember. And since people have mentioned Doug, and then they've mentioned Hoss Tools, and now Scratch Made Homestead, and there's been others, because this rain, we've had some erosion, but we have erosion every time. Danny's just trying to stop some of the erosion that we have here, because he does have to fix something every time it rains. And what little bit he can get fixed here and there is a plus. So he's moved more rocks this week. We got our rocks, yesterday or day before?
2 days ago, I had my limestone delivered.
So he's been moving rocks.
Some of it, now not all of it.
He's got more of it filled in, more places fixed. The rain we got yesterday and today has been not washing, like it wasn't gully washing rains. It did good, and it packed what he did.
Yeah.
But we've got to get some more big rocks in and stuff. And just this year's about fixing some things that need to be fixed and getting it done. I mean, we could relax. That's something. We could lay on the ground and watch the sky all day long, or fish, or we could take vacations. That's what we could do. But we like what we do, and we like the way we eat, and we like being able to walk out on the pier and fish. But he also likes to be able to plow the garden. That gives him what's the word I'm looking for? Solstice.
It's peace and serenity for me.
Yeah, he likes that kind of stuff.
I just love doing that. Now, a lot of people are putting up lots of things here, praying for a wife with lupus. Wants to know what happened up at Hoss. We're not 100% sure. Somebody said something about a tornado. I don't know yet. I won't say that that's what happened until I check it out myself.
Yeah, Travis's channel, Travis from Hoss Tools, is Lazy Dog Farm, I believe. I don't know.
Do you know if Jimmy Houston, the fisherman, his wife that had the brain aneurysm? I didn't get a chance to watch Jimmy's last video because we just been so busy. But I'm thinking he mentioned something that she's actually doing a little better. Now I could be wrong because I haven't watched the video. But yeah, he has a video up if you don't mind, if you want to go watch it. I did see that.
Let's see if Wes answers, and I'll know about that.
Abama Garner says, my brother and wife just tested positive for COVID-19 after the first shot. Please pray for them. They just went through cancer.
That is not good. All right, so this year will be better than next. Yeah. I hope so. Well, we've had reasonably good years, but I mean, things happen every year that make one year or another better for one person, or not as good for that person according. So you never know which year is going to be your good year, I guess.
Actually, to be honest, right now, everything we have is overproducing. It's actually flourishing.
The mulberries are just... Oh. My granddaughters had a blast with the mulberries, and we had red hands. I took pictures, or Amy took pictures of our hands as we were picking, and Amy and the girls liked the mulberries. Thank you, Lee and Teresa. That is Stringfield Ridge Farm.
Yes.
I wasn't sure because a lot of people don't know what a mulberry is. Amy did not know what a mulberry is, and the girls had never had them. And I swear, I think she ate about a bucket full.
I think Amy probably ate more than she probably needed.
She was like, I'm probably going to have a tummy ache on her. I'm like, I don't know.
I told her, I said, no, tomorrow morning, probably like a mockingbird went to the bathroom, you know.
So the mulberries are just producing like crazy. I've got my other daughter, Maggie's coming probably this next week. She's going to take some. And we still have a tree that's just starting to starting to turn. Our small mulberries that make really good jelly is just fixing to turn. And on top of that, we have pears on top of pears on the tree that'll be ripe this summer. Figs that'll come in. Blueberries are just hanging. What, about a month and a half?
Yeah.
We'll be picking blueberries. And the huckleberries are going to be this next week. I'm going to have to start picking some. We saw 3 or 4 huckleberries that were ready. So there's a lot.
Oh, Mary Beth said they want them to start hospice and stop dialysis for Smitty. I hope it's not an end of life hospice because they do have 2 or 3 different types of hospices. But
yeah, we've been keeping Smitty in their prayers for a while.
We have now. Amy said the mulberries are delicious. Coming from someone who can't taste.
Yeah, that's funny that she didn't know what they tasted like, or either she was going by texture. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
She had COVID back in November, I think. She still can't taste or smell, and that's the doctors say that's kind of weird that it's lingered that long. But she still has a lot of the symptoms that won't go away like that, and she's not sick. It's just that she can't taste and smell. I've heard people lasting 2 and 3 months.
Somebody want to know, does a mulberry stink if they're not picked up? No. They just stain everything they get on.
Yeah, you get red everything, because if you step on them, your shoes are red, your feet are red, if you're, whatever. Yeah, stopping dialysis is life-ending. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Sharon, hey Sharon, how are you? I messaged her yesterday. That's
Dry Gulch.
Dry Gulch.
Yeah.
And she said she was doing okay, just busy, busy, busy.
Yeah, she's like the rest of us. She's got a large family, and they try to do as much of their own stuff as they can. I have a lot of respect for her and her husband, George. I think that...
yes, Gaussmania, yeah. Don't get her started on the orange trick. She tried that. It was a disaster.
Yeah, that's not a good thing for her.
Yeah, Amy tried.
Amy tried that. That's not a good deal.
She's got stories on that one. I guess she ought to tell it on her YouTube channel. Maybe she did. I don't know. She might have.
Yeah.
Mulberries is bigger than blackberries. Mulberries are actually smaller than blackberries, or ours are smaller than the blackberries, but they're long, thin berries.
Yeah, they're very long. It depends on which kind you get. Now, the ones that grow in Old River Swamp can be 2 or 3 inches long and big as your finger, but ours are not quite that big yet. The tree's still pretty young.
As kids, we got in a mulberry fight. Our mothers yelled all the way to the store. Oh, that would be bad.
Deborah says, I was watching your other videos and almost missed this one. Well, you know what the great thing about YouTube is? It'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we do like doing our videos. I don't know. It's become a part of our lives. And a lot of people wonder why we do it all the time and why we don't quit and things like that. And it's just because once we started, it became a daily part of it. What kind of video are we putting up tomorrow? What do we need to film? What do we need to do? And we do spur of the moment. I mean, the video we put up this morning, the button came in at, 5 o'clock?
Right at 5 o'clock yesterday evening, yeah.
And we just sat up about 6:30, and I said, why don't we reminisce? And we just did it. And I didn't have a whole lot of editing to do, and I can just throw it up. And those videos are easy, but we don't like to do a lot of those videos. Porch time, yes. Porch time's he can sit and talk, and we can name it whatever we want to, and all. But our regular videos, we kind of like to do something that's teaching.
Brian Stone said they like the little blueberry sitting on the mantle behind us, so they've had one for about 35 years.
I know lots of people said they've had one. Those are...
Amy had one in her house when we was up there.
Yeah, my daughter had one, and I didn't even know it. And so, I don't know, he hasn't answered, so I don't know. I don't know about Hoss tools, so I can't find out right now, but I will try to find out, and we'll post, maybe in the community post. Oh, I know one thing I wanted to talk about. Those information cards that are up in our, up here. Thank you, Tony Renee. That it's a little eye. When those little eyes pop up, you can click on that and it will take you to that video. I know a lot of people say, will you post the tomato video today? would you post where it is? It's in that little card, and you can just hover it over the corner there on a computer. Now, I don't know about the phone, but on a computer, you can hover over it, and it'll tell you the ones in our list. And I usually put 5 videos in each corner every time. So if you try that sometime on the computer, it might work on a phone. I'm not sure how the phone works. All right, Tony Renee said, Adam and I appreciate you sharing knowledge. Here's to the next chapter. Thank you. We do hope to have a little bit more fun. People don't know that Danny has a crazy sense of humor, and it comes out. If you don't know that, go back and watch his dehydrated water video. That is probably the funniest thing he's ever done. He did it in one take. He didn't smile through any of it. He didn't mess up. He just walked through that thing. And people say, how many takes did he do? One take.
One take.
And I didn't even laugh. I kept my cool the whole time, didn't laugh. And that's probably one of my favorite videos is his dehydrated water video, because, y'all, you can't make this stuff up. Danny just walks through. So Wes didn't even know, so he hasn't heard.
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't know about Travis now. Hoss Tools.
Yeah. He wanted to know what I was telling him.
Okay.
What brand of solar panels do we use with our Blue Eddy? We have Renogy.
Okay.
How much do you fertilize your mulberry tree, and with what kind? We don't fertilize our mulberries at all. They're right down by the pond. The roots are growing out into the edge of the pond water, and they're next to our high tunnel. I'm sure some of them grow up into the high tunnel, into the raised beds, so that we don't really fertilize it at all. Where can I buy a high tunnel? Rhonda, you can check out Grower's Solution. It's in the description down below. If you use our code Deep South and you talk to Tyler or one of the personnel there and mention Deep South Homestead, you will get a 10% discount on a purchase. We don't make anything off of it, but we made the deal with Grower Solutions for our subscribers, and they agreed to do it.
All right, there. Lake Effect says that Danny has COVID and is very, very sick. Oh, girl, we're going to be praying for Danny.
Oh, he already has
Lyme's disease.
Lyme's disease, yeah.
Yes, Lake Effect. She and her husband Danny came and visited with us. We love them too dearly, and so we do want to be praying for that Danny also. And Danny Fox.
Thank you, Georgia Garden Girl. We really appreciate that.
She's got him tucked in. I'll ask her in a little bit what all happened with Danny Fox too. So we have 2 Dannys we want to keep up with and keep on prayer list.
Chime in. Everything moves so fast.
Brian Stone says Cog Hill farm is being sold, and they're moving to a property that has a radio tower right on the top of them.
Well, I knew Cog Hill was moving. I seen Jason and I've been watching their videos about their place there. They just bought, was it 40 acres they bought? I think so.
I don't know. I mean, I watched part of it, but I don't have a clue on how many.
His wife just got through bush hogging all of it for them.
They said they love your sense of humor. I saw Mr. John says you have a warped sense of humor, and I agree.
I do have a warped sense of humor. The lie detector test does not work on me. It's very hard to even get a fingerprint from me.
Oh, God, y'all, when we went to get fingerprinted for our gun, what you call it?
Concealed carry, our advanced concealed carry.
Yeah. They fingerprinted me right quick. And then they started with him, and they kept mashing his finger, and they'd roll it, and they'd get more ink on it, and they'd roll it. We were there, no joke. 2 minutes for me, 30 minutes for him.
To get a fingerprint.
2 or 3 different guys before they got fingerprints from him.
Yeah, these law officers kept taking my hand and kept pushing it down there, saying, Mr. King, would you just relax? And I told him, I said, I'm not used to a man holding my hand. I'm sorry, I cannot relax when another man holds my hand, you know? And they were It was just, I told him, I said, you're not going to get a fingerprint. I'm telling you, I don't fingerprint.
It took them forever.
It took like 30 minutes to get one fingerprint from me, and they sprayed my finger with all kind of stuff. They scrubbed it. They done all kind of stuff. I told them, I said, guys, y'all don't understand what my hands have done through my life. I just about don't have fingerprints.
Yeah, and heat and stuff doesn't bother him. He just picks stuff up and he just wears his prints off, I guess.
I don't have much feeling in my hands, and
they finally got it. It's there, but
it's very vague.
They've been burned off, I guess.
I just pick up something hot, and I can watch my skin smoke and sear, and I can just set it over to the side, and I'll just burn them off, I reckon. I don't know. I mean, heck.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Special hands there.
I thought it was kind of funny. Those guys kept looking at me and said, Mr. King, we have got to get this fingerprint from you. And I told them, I said, well, use my thumb or something, you know.
Eagle Lover said it took 4 hours to get his.
Oh, wow. His was worse than mine.
That is bad.
Oh.
I guess you can kind of wear them down.
Yeah,
if you do like different types of work where you use your fingertips a lot, I mean, I guess it's pretty crazy, but Ray said his the same way.
Yeah.
And Sherry said it happened to her. She pressed her fingers so hard.
Whenever we was putting on metal roofs, I watched the guys tote metal across there. They were like screaming like, and I just walk across there easy enough because it didn't bother me.
Mimsy's Garden says, and that is why we have to do face recognition. It's Danny's fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah, I mean it is crazy.
Well, Brenda says even her hands and fingers are so calloused that you can't. I mean, people don't understand working hands. You can always tell somebody who has working hands because they don't fingerprint well.
Peacemaker said Quilting did hers.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, Lone Star. So you know, different things that irritate our government because it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. In the old days, criminals would say, I heard of them sanding their finger.
Right before they go to do a crime, they would do it, yeah.
Playing the guitar will alter your prints.
Yep.
Danny, are you a safe man?
Well,
we wonder sometimes.
We're not going to talk about that right now.
Did you use lots of... He's always sanding something.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's in the shop, he's sanding on something, whether it's metal or wood or whatever. He's always sanding something.
Steven says, which fertilizer is better, granular or water soluble? Depends on what you're doing. If you want a time release, then the best to do is a granular. Granular is okay to use occasionally, but you have to be very careful with granular because you can burn something up. If you use soluble nitrogen, you can use Miracle Grow as nothing but soluble nitrogen. That's all it is. It's not really that strong. You don't have to be that careful, but if you use granular nitrogen, you can kill a plant in a heartbeat because it's very strong.
There's Sean in Alaska. All right, so we're over our 9 o'clock, but guys, we've had fun. We enjoy a good time. Anybody that's visited Deep South knows that we have a decent sense of humor. We do like to laugh. We like to carry on. And, you know.
Oh, Fishing in Lowe's Live said, I have to say one young man's chance of dating me again was very slim because he had soft hands. His hands were softer than hers.
Yeah.
And I always give advice out. Girls,
he gave my granddaughters a lot of advice.
I gave my granddaughter some advice today. I told her, I said, do not marry a man who cannot build you a house, you know, because you don't want to get stuck somewhere and not be able to have a house of some kind. And there's some guy who don't know how to build you a house. And you don't want to marry a man who's got soft hands.
Do we have problems with mosquitoes and wicking tubs?
No.
No. And
we don't do wicking tubs.
And how do you control fire ants? You don't control fire ants.
The way to control fire ants is to use containers up off the ground.
Gossmania, thank you. She said, we've learned a lot. You inspire us daily. So blessed to call you our friends and mentors.
Well, thank you, Jerusa and Robin.
They have been over to our house quite a bit.
Quite a few times.
Very blessed to have them because they're the ones that got the RV.
Yeah, they got the RV.
They've been working on it some too.
They also purchased our tiller that we had.
That's right. They did. And Robin has been using that tiller. I'm going to tell you. Robin's going to till up every piece of ground they have. They're not going to be able to go anywhere that he has not tilled up ground.
Yeah. Carlotta Weaver, do we need to side dress beans? No. Beans do not need a lot of fertilizer. Now what they do need is something like potassium or potash, but do not put nitrogen to them because they are nitrogen fixers. It will make them be all beans and no, make them be all plants with no beans on them. I'll get it right in a minute.
Can you pray for the lost? Yes.
Yes. Ashley says rabbit manure is the best. Rabbit manure is a cold fertilizer. It is the best that you can get. It will not burn your plants. You can use it fresh.
Good night, Roman.
What do we use to spray bugs on our vegetables? We don't use anything. If we do use something, gosh, it's very rare. We just use soapy water because healthy plants don't usually have bugs on them. They said they just got some new parts for the RV.
Oh, good. Do you guys follow the Veggie Boys also?
I've seen their channel, but I don't actually watch them. I will admit that
I don't watch much of anybody. If I come on your channel and comment, it's a rare occasion. I do like to watch some people on occasion. And if the thumbnail something is interesting, I'll watch it. But if I think it's clickbaity, usually not.
Doug S. says, blood meal, is it good for tomatoes? Blood meal is just nitrogen in a very low form. It's not going to hurt your tomato plants. Just don't overdo it because if you get too much nitrogen, you'll have all plants and no tomatoes.
My daughter asked if I ever tried a double blue dolphin on the rocks. I'm not sure what that means.
Double blue dolphin sounds like a
drink. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that sounds like a drink.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you take care of aphids?
Soapy water. Some soapy water. Now, don't make it too strong, but just some good soapy water. I do have some neem oil in my... Neem oil will do it if you want to use neem oil.
I've got a little bit of neem oil that I sprayed on some things the other day. I asked what it was, just water.
I saw a video the other day that said vinegar works on ants. It might work on some ants, and it's not going to work on fire ants.
Y'all have to understand, we have imported fire ants. These are not the regular fire ants that most people have, and they're everywhere down here in the Deep South, and you just can't get rid of them. I don't care what you do.
Please remember my family in prayer. The Lord knows the need. That's a little NC Farmer. I watch them occasionally there. That's
yes.
Lone Star Pioneering. We actually had a conversation with them this past week, so that's good.
Yes.
I'm glad to see y'all are in here.
And y'all do remember to keep up with us next weekend, at least on Instagram and Facebook. Hopefully we'll be putting up some pictures and things of a few things that we're doing next weekend with Perma Pasture Farm.
Yeah.
I want to call him Perma Forest.
Yeah.
It's Perma Pasture.
Christopher Lee says, I'm new here. Where are y'all from? We're about 30 miles north of the Mississippi Gulf Coast in the state of Mississippi.
Thank you, Country Roads. Country Road Living.
Danny, I use 10-10-10 when I plant my potatoes. What do I need to do next? When they get to be about 6 to 8 inches high, you need to do what's called hilling them up. And when I hill mine up, I use the 10-10-10 again. If I was you, I'd put it, side dress it with it, and hill it up, and I wouldn't fool with them no
more. Deborah Haynes said they were moving to a place that had horse manure, or it was a horse pasture. She wants to know, reckon they could use that as fertilize.
It depends on if the horses was fed anything that had Grazon, Remedy, 2,4-D, or anything like that in their hay. They're
called fire ants because the only thing that works is fire. That's about true.
That is just about right. Yes. Yes.
Gasoline.
Gasoline works every time. Take a stick, punch a hole deep in the ground, pour gasoline down in the hole, and take your foot and stomp over it right quick, and just leave it. And it'll
get a lot of them.
It'll get a lot of them, and a lot of times it'll get the queen, and they'll just leave.
Yeah. Calspania finally got their Danny corn planted. We haven't planted any yet.
We haven't planted no corn yet at all.
Well, I got
other than your
popcorn
in there, but it's in the high tone.
Yeah.
It's just the fields just hadn't been conducive for it.
we're hoping after this next week to see what we can get done. Oh, somebody did ask, other than the sweet potatoes, what else are we going to be planting? You got our green beans.
The green beans are reasonably up. The weather's been tough on our green beans. Now, the ones in the high tunnel doing fantastic. But the ones in the field we're struggling with. But we're getting them up. We've got all of our tomatoes is all in the ground. Our onions are all bulbing up.
Renata wants to know.
Okra's next.
Yeah. Renata wants to know, when do you harvest the seed tops from my multiplying onions?
Right before they dry. Now, I mean, you got to watch them, but they'll wait till they open up completely. They'll open up, and when you start seeing them kind of drying just a little bit, take a pair of scissors and just snip the tops off of them and put them in a brown paper bag.
Yeah. How do you plant spaghetti squash? And do we have an Ace Hardware?
We do not have an Ace Hardware. Spaghetti squash, I don't know. I plant them about every 3 feet apart. In little mounds, I put 2 seeds per hill. Or either I raised, like this year, I raised all my plants in cups. And then I just put out 1 plant every 3 feet apart.
Ray said 2,4-D will kill a tomato plant half a mile away if the wind's blowing.
That is correct. That is correct.
And that's why you can't say you don't use, I mean, even us, we can't say we don't use anything organic because we don't know what's coming from all directions from everybody else.
The word organic farming is a lie because of everything that comes out of the sky and gets on your plants. It's just a lie.
It's not too late to plant sweet potatoes for slips.
No, it's not too late to plant for slips. Diane, is it Diana?
No,
yeah.
Christy.
Diana says, when do you plant your Cherokee tan pumpkins? You can plant them anytime after the danger of a frost is over.
Yeah. Anytime in the next month or 2.
Yeah.
Mine is already up in my high tunnel. It's already started curving. I did a video on Crazy Days yesterday, day before, I don't remember. Anyway, and showed mine.
Your seeds, you might want to know, if I buy seeds this year, will they last till next year? They'll last for many years if you keep them in a dry, dark location.
Somebody said, did you say 2,4-D up to half a mile away?
Yes. Yes.
If they're spraying it over.
If they're spraying 2,4-D, Remedy, Grazon, any of this stuff like this, it'll kill plants if it just gets in the air and lands on the leaves.
Yeah, because like if that plane is going over and the wind catches and pushes it on your property.
That, or if they're spraying power lines or anything like that, I mean, it can do it.
They try not to spray when the wind's blowing, but sometimes you don't know. What is the best strawberries to plant? Everbearing.
The Everbearing is what we usually use. It does pretty good for us. My plants gave me lots of flowers, but no fruit or peppers. You probably had a pollination issue.
Riverside says, what is a good nitrogen fertilized soil test? Says I'm low on nitrogen and high on everything else.
If you're very careful with it, you can use the pelletized nitrogen from the farm store. It's like 0030, I believe it is. I think that's what it is, 0030. You can't get pure nitrogen anymore. You can't get ammonium nitrate. What you end up with is ammonium sulfate. It will have like 12% sulfur. Or what I like to use is called calcium nitrate. Calcium nitrate works the best for me because you get your calcium and your nitrogen all in one lick.
Renata asked that we pray for her granddaughter, Kimmy. She's been having headaches for over a year. They're fixing to do an MRI.
Okay. Somebody says, the questions are going by so fast.
Yeah.
Something about how far apart do you put blackberries? We do ours about 3 feet, and that's plenty fine. You just have to keep the canes pruned back to about 3 feet to 4 feet high.
Thomas wants to know, we're going to show videos on how we attack the erosion on our homestead. They have the same type of water issues.
Yes, we will be showing that.
I don't know if I'll show him actually doing a lot of the work.
We'll just show the finished products of what we've done.
Because like putting those rocks down, the big rocks that he puts down, that's like all day thing. I mean, and it's just moving rocks. So that's not much to just show till after he's finished and show you what it looked like. And same with the driveways. He's just bucket load after bucket load putting it down. So
the Swafford Homestead got it right. I got it backwards. I was sitting here thinking about it after I said it. It's 3300, not 0033 or 30. It's 3300.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. I made a mistake on that.
Yeah. So, what growing zone are we in?
Zone 8.
What's your favorite early sweet corn and your favorite overall?
Stowell
Evergreen.
Stowell Evergreen has been the best dependable sweet corn that we've ever planted. It's a white sweet corn. It has always turned out good. Now, we've planted Peaches and Cream, and we've planted G90, and all of these like this. But Stowell Evergreen has been the one that has come through for us. And you can save your seed from Stowell Evergreen because it is an heirloom.
How many tiers do I have in my GreenStalk? I have 2 that have 5 tiers. They're the regular GreenStalk, and I have one of the leaf, which is the shorter tiers, and it has 7 tiers on it. So I have 3.
What can I do to lower my pH a small amount? You can apply sulfur. Sulfur will lower your pH just a little bit. Just don't use it too heavy.
Chris said he's been fighting blackberries on his place for years. Yeah, if you've got blackberries, it's hard to get rid of them. But I like them in places, but his dad's place is just totally covered with them. They got to be cut down. Do you know of a good book that tells what plants need what nutrients? What's that book called? The something Bible?
The Vegetable Gardener's Bible is
Is that what it's called?
That's just one book. I mean, there's a lot of books out there. That's just one of them. I'm trying to think if there's. Oh man. The best thing to do is just go online and look. I mean, because it's just.
Where to get popcorn. The popcorn seeds I had is Cherokee Long Eagle. It was sent to us several years ago, or either it was some you had before. It was older. It was an older thing, and I had almost, I'd say 90% germination on it, probably. And you can get popcorn on several of the, like Baker's Creek and all those. Most any of them carry popcorn. Whether they have any in is another story, but most of them do have it listed.
Doug says Freeze got his grapevine. Will it come back? It may come back from the roots. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how bad it got froze back. It's possible. And then there's a question: how do we get rid of slugs? Just little mason jar lids with some beer in them, placed around your plants, will usually take care of most slugs.
Our favorite sweet corn is Stowell Evergreen. Stowell. Stowell Evergreen. Can I plant corn, beans, and squash in the same area? You can.
You can.
We didn't have luck with it.
In our humidity, it didn't work out for us, but it can be done if you're in a dryer where it's not quite so humid. Do you save seeds or just buy them? We usually save our seeds from year to year. Now, occasionally, if we find a new heirloom variety, we will buy them. Or if we find a hybrid that we like, we will buy them because you can't, you can't save hybrids. But
and with my GreenStalk, I did a video showing the potatoes. They were beautiful 2 weeks ago. I moved them in toward the wall and left them there a few days, and they were getting no airflow. They got a disease, started dying back, turning yellow. I whacked all the potatoes off. We're going to see if they come back out. So far, it's been a couple of days, and they haven't really. Some of them are starting to put little leaves on, so we'll just see. There'll be an update in about a week or week and a half. We'll see how they do.
Oh.
It's Stowell. S-T-O-W-E-L-L.
It's T-O-W-E-L-L.
Yeah, Stowell. All right, so did you say beer? Yes.
Yes.
Beer. Slugs do not like beer.
Slugs do not like beer. They don't like copper either. You can put a copper wire around something and they won't come around that copper wire. Have we ever tried jambalaya okra? Yes, we have. It done really good for us. It's a very short okra. It's a very bushy okra. It does real good.
Just saw the Philippines is going to have a 190-mile-per-hour super typhoon. Danny's sister is in the Philippines, so y'all do keep the Philippines in your prayers.
What tomatoes do you like for canning? We like the Celebrity. Now, it depends on what you're doing with it. If you're making a paste or a ketchup or something like that, we use the Amish paste. But if we're just canning tomatoes, then the Celebrity, Mortgage Lifter, Creole, these are our go-to tomatoes for doing that type of stuff. They seem to work out real well.
Danny, do you use tick granulars? I'm wondering if I should get some of them or have guineas. That's eyes to see.
We don't have any tick problems here, so we don't have any need for guineas. We don't use anything to deter ticks. Now, when you get up in the mountains, you know,
yeah, you got them.
You're gonna have them if you get up in the northern climates. You're gonna have them. Arkansas, you know, Missouri, places like that. You're gonna have them.
Do you remember Mother Earth News? I have a collection from the 70s. Danny had a
huge collection. And I let a person that was in the Messianic religion talk me into getting rid of them.
Because they thought
I was worshiping the earth when I was not. And I just, in a weak moment, I destroyed all of them. And I really hate I did that.
He has the newer ones.
I have all the newer ones.
Subscription to the new ones.
I just don't have the older ones.
What am I snacking on tonight? These are coconut macaroons. My daughter brought them to me to have a snack tonight. And plus she brought me a cherry limeade sparkling water. Gail says she just bought her 4th GreenStalk. It is a good thing, and once you get the hang of growing in a GreenStalk, it's like anything else. You can't just put plants in there and just walk off and leave them. Yeah. You have to pay attention to them every day, and it's just like any other garden. You have to be vigilant with it. That's the one thing most people think they can just plant it, water it once ever so often and not think about it. But no, you got to learn. It's a learning curve.
Jan said, if y'all looked at the list for 2021 hurricane names, y'all are both on the list.
I saw that.
We did see that. Yes,
I told him this is going to be a bad year.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad year. Oh, wait, we've been on here an hour and a half, guys. We got to get up. We got to get a lot of stuff taken care of here. So we are going to take a moment and go to the Lord in prayer and try to remember all the goodness that He's done for us. He's been really good to us throughout all that's going on.
All this rain and everything.
So, Father, we come to you tonight. We want to thank you for your love and your mercy and your grace towards us. You've been so awesome to us, Lord. And Father, we've had many, many requests on here tonight. Lots of people have mentioned that that the CV virus has affected family members, and Lord, we've got some people here that's being put on hospice, and Lord, there's people here that's looking for homesteads that we know about personally. We've got people on here that had personal requests that were too private to mention. Lord, there's financial issues that we know of from some of the people here tonight that need some financial help, Father, and we know of some here tonight that had some spiritual needs and lots of physical needs, lots of sicknesses and cancers and other types of physical ailments, Lord. We think of Danny tonight on Scratchmade Homestead as he's just had the tip of his finger amputated. It's funny how that something as small as the end of a finger can bleed the worst or hurt the worst if something happens to it. And Father, we pray for him tonight that he can get some relief from the pain. And Lord, there was so many mentioned here tonight, and I'm just praying that that Smitty was another one. I remember we constantly pray for Miss Mary's husband that they taking him off of dialysis, Lord, and we pray for them that they can find some sort of sense out of all this and some peace and some comfort, Lord, and just be with them through these trying times. And Lord, all the others that were mentioned here tonight, there was many, and the need is great, Father. We have lots of lost souls in our country today, and as Christians are born-again believers, it is our duty to pray for the lost of the world, Father. A lot of people want to believe that church is for God's people, but really church was intended for the lost. It was intended for a place to bring them into and to let them hear the gospel so that they too can come to know the Lord as their personal Savior. And Father, we pray for the lost in our country. I don't pray for the country so much. I do pray that you would remove the leaders of the country that intend evil for this country, Father. I pray that they are removed from their positions and their power be taken from them so that they cannot do the evil that they have set out to do. And Father, that good people can be put back in, godly people, that our country can once again be ran by some people who love the Lord. And if it's not going to happen, then Father, give us all mercy to deal with what's coming. I do know that in the very near future, some of the things that we're going to be facing that really concerns me is the fact that we're going to be hacked. Father, that's already been planned. I already know that this stuff is being underway right now. It's one of those things that, Father, that bothers me, but there's nothing I can do about it other than pray and ask you, Father, to be with us as we go through this time of tribulation that our country is fixing to face from other countries. And Lord, it's a very trying time that we're fixing to face. The financial side of this country is fixing to be messed with pretty bad in the future. And Father, I pray that this can be averted, but if not, give your people wisdom to have plenty of cash set aside to be able to deal with the upcoming problems that's headed our way now. And Lord, we thank you for everyone that was in the chat tonight. We pray that each and every one of them will have received a special blessing tonight. We thank you for those that reached out financially to us tonight, Lord, in the super chat. We really appreciate them and pray that you will bless them double or triple fold for the generosity that they have shown tonight now. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. Okay. Huh? What? Oh, we want to. I want to take a moment.
I forgot about that.
Well, I do want to take a moment. There is one individual that we want to remember tonight, and I want to ask y'all to pray for him as well because we pray for him on a daily basis. Wanda's ex-husband Wayne, which his daughter's in here tonight, raising Ronnie, Miss Amy. Wayne has got to go to Ochsner's in Louisiana this coming week to have some tests and possible surgery done. And he's searching for what's going on within his body. And we've been praying for him and asking that the Lord would reveal whatever's wrong and maybe help him to be able to correct this. And that's been our prayer. And if the Lord sees to do anything else, then we pray for peace and comfort for the family as they face these trying times that lie ahead.
Because this is I have 5 children, and this is their father.
It is their father, yes.
So we just want to remember the kids and remember him as he goes through possible surgery this week.
Yeah.
And we don't want, and Danny, the other Danny.
Eagle. Nope.
Lake Effect.
Lake Effect. I'll get it right, man.
We've had so many.
We got so many Dannys. I mean, I'm a Danny. We got Danny Fox. We got Danny from, here and Danny from there. And, my brother-in-law's name is Danny.
Yeah,
but from Lake Effect, he's got COVID, and he also is a person who's had Lyme disease, and that's a very that's not a good scenario to put together.
And possibly, I mean, even Danny's brother Rick.
My brother Rick, yeah.
He's in a wheelchair, but he's probably also in home.
He's
right
in a
now.
home right now.
And then his sister Rita's in the Philippines, so if they're looking for this typhoon to come in, so we want to keep them in prayers also. Yeah,
guys, it's I appreciate all y'all putting up that you're praying for Wayne. That means a lot to us, and I'm sure it'll mean a lot to Amy and the rest of the kids. We have to keep everyone in prayer as much as we can as we go through these trying times. So guys, we got to get off here tonight. We've been on here for way longer than we normally do, but it's good to spend time with you. We love each and every one of you.
Doug, yeah, okay, so
Doug, yeah.
When
I talk about praying for people who have physical issues, I'm trying to incorporate all these people.
Because it's hard to remember every name.
I can't sit here and go through every name.
Yeah,
We'd be here for the next 35, 40 minutes, you know. Mm-hmm. God knows the heart.
And we're going to check out Hoss Tools, and like I said, I'll try to put it in a community post if something's happened or something on Facebook and on YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll try to update people on that kind of stuff if we can.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to jump off of here, and we will see y'all hopefully tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. It'll be Monday.
Monday.
Hopefully Monday. We
got a fishing story.
Oh, we do have a fishing story coming up. Okay.
We've had several asked about fishing stories, and so Danny has some fishing stories.
We do have some, so we're going to be trying to make some videos on those also. So, guys, stay tuned and hit that subscribe button if you hadn't, and the notification bell so that we put a video up, you will know. Thank you, guys, from Deep South Homestead.
Bye, guys.